What's happening? Where are you? Good Lord. Hello, Jeff.
Hi.
I don't know where I went.
I know you're not here.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Usually
I think
this
I
is a
scared
very
you.
smooth machine.
It's Halloween, you know.
Very smooth machine. Okay. I think we'll be okay. Here we are.
Oh my goodness.
Happy pre-Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
All right. It's
All
too
right,
hot
that's
up in
fine.
that piece.
I know it's hot.
Keep that on. Awesome. Welcome to Where the Dogs of Society Howl, with all of its technical glitches and fault lines exposed. Looks like we've got a growing list of folk coming on in to join us. We love that. Welcome, welcome, everybody. We're going to be talking today about, in general, sort of a generality, the story behind startup growth. Great products, they fill shelves, but it's the stories that move them. We've got a wonderful guest today, Mr. Shawn Berg, and we'll be introducing him in a few moments. And of course, our good friend, Robert Cogan, from just up north by the border, skulking around somewhere up there, starting trouble. And every founder likes to talk about their product, but the truth is the product isn't what sells, it's the story. And that story does have to, in order to be effective, weave its way into a whole mess of stuff. So this week, as I mentioned, we'll be talking to a 23-year-old veteran of CPG, brokerage boss, and an unapologetic music junkie. And I use that word loosely. He's a big fan of 90s alternative, 80s metal, the Stones, the Beatles. It's like he's a spy in the head of Peter. So, Jeff, what's going on with you? How are you? And what was that mask all about?
Oh, that was just to scare you, but you had a scarier mask than me.
Yeah.
But I am wearing Deftones, a scary t-shirt.
Sweet, scary t-shirt time. Whoa. It's weird what that t-shirt design is doing on screen digitally. But I like it. I like it. I like it a lot, Jeff.
I like it a lot.
So, Jeff, what are your thoughts on, we started in our kitchen kind of story as opposed to another kind of story that moves brands?
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, right, there's this you gotta just do it right in the beginning. You have to do as much as you can on your own. But then there's this point where things need to change, otherwise you're not going to get much further than that. And I think that's kind of like when we're talking about like hitting a brick wall or whatever. And sometimes it happens sooner for some and others it takes a little bit longer. But at some point in time, something has to change. Otherwise, you tend to get stuck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I would imagine a lot of times that happens in and around year 2, year 3. Of course, it can happen anytime, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Sales get slow. The marketing feels like it's perhaps scattered, perhaps too many cooks in the kitchen, maybe too many great ideas that aren't like gelling with each other. And, every pitch starts to sound a little bit different, depends on who on your team is spinning it. And that's something I've always found with different brands and businesses where, you could go in and ask a variety of people that work at a variety of levels at a business. What's the brand story? And once they're done going, huh? What? once that phase has lifted, you get a lot of different things. Well, we're a mustard company that makes
we make mustard.
And then you ask the CEO and they're like,
yes.
well, we're a lifestyle brand for people that love condiments. And, you start going down this road where you go, what the fuck are you guys? So it's not the product generally in that case that's the problem. Of course, if the product sucks, everything else is over anyways. But the messaging, once your brand gets its story all fuzzed up, growth stalls out, right?
Yeah. And you're not able, if you're not able to tell that story to the next region or next local area or online, you're not going to expand your bubble.
Mm-hmm. And tend to find that in a lot of cases, and again, no judgment, we're all trying the best we can. And hey, Larry Livingston's in the mother loving house, as well as Ginger Perry. I believe she's Joe Perry from Aerosmith's younger sister. And Melissa Rollman, the Rollman girl, has arrived.
Yes.
And looks like we got about 10 or 15 more people kicking around back there. So if you have, make sure you send them on in. Yeah, these stories tend to fall into one of three places where they're talking about, they make it about themselves, or they make it all about the product and only the product, or they just try to make it about everything in the world. You know, we're for moms, we're for athletes and atheists and dogs that like to hike. No, you're not.
We're for everyone.
Yeah, no, you're not. So that's the reality. Yeah,
absolutely.
Any other comments before we get to our next?
No, I'm very excited to have our guest on.
It's going to be great. So welcome everybody. And we're going to be doing, I think we're going to try to do a prize at the end. And I think we are going to probably try to get to our linked ick section as well. And like I mentioned before, you're here at where the dogs of society howl, and Robert Cogan is impatiently waiting in the green room. No, he's probably patiently waiting.
He's pacing.
He's pacing. He's pacing. Man, super cool. Super cool. So without any further ado, we've got a great guest coming in here. His name is Shawn Berg. He's the founder and CEO of SMB Sales and Marketing. And he's great. He's going to be awesome. We had a ball in the green room talking before this about things that shall not be named ever again. Of course, we don't want to ruin anybody's personal brand or anything like that. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and make some noise from Mr. Shawn. Shawn, you're the same size as me, Berg.
Woo-hoo! Welcome, Shawn.
Hey, guys. What's up?
What's cracking, fool? Sorry, I didn't mean
food. I just got my food tickets the other day. I got my Rush and my food tickets.
Really?
Right.
Yep.
I'm
going conveniently located to St. Augustine to Detroit.
Nice. Oh, Detroit. By way of Detroit. You got Rush tickets too, right?
Did you get your Rush tickets, Jeff?
Yes, I did. It's next September at the TD Garden.
Check your tickets, because I hear there's been some kind of scam going on.
Oh no.
Shush, the cover
Don't
band Shush.
Lush. Clappa is my
Hush, which is also not. The
The
band is actually called Push, and they're from Serbia, and they don't play any Rush songs. So
no, they play Triumph songs.
Triumph songs or Zebra songs. Has anybody ever had a Zebra cover band or a Triumph cover band?
I don't know. Who's behind the door?
Well, Shawn, welcome, man.
I got nothing after the Zebra cover band.
It's all good.
I don't even know who Zebra is. I need to know the cover band.
Oh, God. All right. So you've been working hard over the last several years building brands across the Southeast, and they don't just sit on the shelves. They get the fuck off of them, right? So let's talk about a few things like why most startups hit the wall around year 2 or 3, how to fix messaging before you get to you fix your marketing. I want to talk to you a little bit about music. We've started to allude to it here, but this is going to be killer. We're super excited about having you. So when you hear a messaging problem or someone thinks they have a messaging problem, how does that, what's the perception on the brokerage side?
So the thing with messaging is kind of, brands come to me kind of in all stages. There's the early stage. There's also brands that are well established, and messaging can be all over the place. You guys alluded to a lot of it. I've been a broker 13 years. My first month, I learned how everything's the greatest thing ever. It's like, well, this can't be the greatest thing ever because I just heard what the greatest thing ever was.
Yeah.
And that's the greatest thing ever. How can you be the greatest thing ever? But, it's all about your audience. It's all about your customer. And what we try to do, sometimes we don't hire somebody because we don't have the customer that they should be with, or we can't properly sell it to them. I call them Publix. Publix is generally a good place to go because it's cheap to get into. They have nice stores. They're well known for having good customer service and being a good customer. But if if the buyer in a particular category doesn't like anything, you're part of anything. He doesn't like you. He doesn't even know you, and he doesn't like you. So, you know, and there's no amount of messaging that can get through some of that. But, you know, a lot of the messaging that comes is related to how great something is because of the reasoning behind it, or like, we invented this, you know, daisy grower because daisies are the greatest thing ever. And, you know, if your yard doesn't have daisies in it, why the hell doesn't it have daisies in it? It's like, well, it doesn't take into account that people might not like daisies, or, you know, you're not growing any daisies in Arizona, or, you know, that sort of thing. It just, you know, it's about finding. That's the first time I've ever used that example, by the way. If I like it,
Interesting. Yeah,
bring it back.
Speaking of daisies, what? Yeah, that makes so much sense. So what do you do? How do you spot personally? How do you spot a brand story that's gone all kinds of fuzzy math?
So a lot of it's kind of how they're trying to get to the customer. The best way to get to my customers, and my customers are, I don't call on Whole Foods that often. We are trying to grow at Whole Foods. That's actually a big initiative. That's our outside of the Southeast goal. But we don't have Whole Foods and Sprouts at the top of our desk, so we don't have the first place for our natural brands, which is mostly what I deal with. We don't have the first place that they go. We have Earth Fare in our market, but they're small, so you kind of need other places in the most part to get to them. So we really have those customers that are kind of taking a wait and see approach. They want to know how you're selling somewhere else. They don't give a crap about your message. They're very happy that your message got you into Whole Foods and Sprouts and maybe even Walmart, which Walmart's ahead of a lot of my retailers right now. They're just doing more things. So it's not always that messaging has gone awry. It's just sometimes messaging is not necessary. Our message needs to be how we add value to the shelf, what we're bringing. It doesn't matter if we're invented by a bunch of Belgian monks. Did that story resonate with somebody else? And after it resonated with them, is it selling? Cool. We can mention it. We were made by Belgian monks. So, you know, I know some people in Florida have heard of Belgium, so you need to bring this product in.
It's crazy you keep saying that because recent scientific data shows that We Test High, this program, tests high with Belgian
monks. Yeah, it's true. Right.
Yeah.
But if
you test high with 7, that's over half. So
I was going to say, Shawn, you know, messaging is sort of a blanket statement. There's messaging certainly to the end user, right? But there's also messaging that can be developed in terms of a retailer, right? Yep. So how is it that I'm going to make this process easy for you to take my product, right? So how am I going to make it easier for you? And how am I going to, you know, I wouldn't say the word convince, but how am I going to demonstrate to you that this is something that can sell, right? So it's a little bit different, but it still has to be formulated in terms of what the messaging is. And I think there's benefit to having, you know, those two different types of messages worked out beforehand, because ultimately you have to get in the store and then you have to drive people to the store to buy it.
I mean, everybody wants to know the why. Everybody wants to know why a founder has founded something. It just, most of my customers, it doesn't mean as much. They want to know, if they decide to bring you in, how are you going to get off the shelf? Yes. How are the people going to come to my store versus, you know, buying it somewhere else, buying something else? Like, why should I take you? Publix is a good example because Publix doesn't charge slotting. The buyers kind of marry themselves to what they do. If they bring in something, they bring it in with intention. They want to see it work. So you really have to get through to them why you matter. And it isn't about your story so much. It's about, do you have any proven success? Right. Will you drive customers into the stores externally, like with your social and digital? What are you going to do? Events? Most brands that we're working with, they're not on TV. They're not even doing radio. So, like, a Campbell soup ad, like, oh, Campbell soup has a new flavor. How do you know? I saw it on TV. You're not going to see our things on TV.
Right.
If
Right.
Publix or Fresh Market, Harris Teeter put something in, they made a decision, and then it's going to sit until people either know to go look for it or find it. And a lot of times in smaller brands, they're finding it. Like, oh, I wanted soup and this one's here. Cool. But, you know, how do you get the people to want to come to the store to get it in the first place? That's going to matter a lot. And a lot of it's with the customers' programs. Will you do BOGOs? Will you do, what's your spend rate? Cool, let's spend more than that. We're going to have to. But keep in mind that, you know, this is an anchor. There's no slotting, stuff like that. It's not so much how you're going to separate yourself from others. How is it going to matter to the consumer that it's there and getting them in? You know, I'm working with, unfortunately, on the downside, I'm working with something that they decided to remove because this isn't the buyer that brought it in. And like, they're going to see like the reverse end of it. Like, okay, Publix doesn't carry this anymore. I guess they're going to have to buy it on Amazon and Whole Foods and all that. Like, it's the reverse. It's like, if it's a Whole Foods brand or something like that, you know, how does the shopper that goes to Publix going to find it instead of just going to get it at Whole Foods, that sort of thing?
Okay. This is just coming in now. Breaking
news.
Robert Unger is okay, and he's here.
Yes.
So everybody, you know, take a breath.
Yes. I was worried.
He's arrived. Also, Monique has a big comment here. I'm not quite sure how to take it. I don't know if she's like mocking me or what.
I started laughing when I was.
I don't say anything silly. No, thank you, Monique. I appreciate it.
Yes, that was very nice.
It was very kind.
And I agree with you.
And I think she drop some serious knowledge, but I don't think knowledge was the word she was looking for. Probably just drop some serious
Right.
Who knows? But yeah. So all right, go back to where we were. Now, if I'm in the wild, I'm in the store, I'm in an aisle, you know, looking at a product, looking at a bunch of competitors' products, where are we finding the clarity, the consistency, the conviction? How does that represent, at least in your mind, as a shopper and as a broker? Do you see something in particular in the package or the placement or the juxtaposition of it next to other things that tells you, you know, this is who it is, this is what it is, this is why it's like for me, and put it in my cart?
I mean, in my world, if it got to the shelf, that's most of what I do, getting it in and getting it off. But, you know, one of the things that helps get to the shelf is the packaging. Especially if you have a lot of little dots on there, like this is gluten-free, this is organic, you know, this saves the orcas, this kills the orcas if that's what you're looking for. You know, and, you know, there's been discussion with buyers, like on where they should be. Should they be on the back? It's like, well, if they're on the back, you know, you'd have to turn it over to look for it. And, you know, the consumer's eye with the phones and everything else, like, you know, they've already moved on to something else. Like, I don't know. Oh, that one's gluten-free, or, you know, so, you know, it's where do you place these things, you know, packaging refreshes, which is more with established brands. It's sometimes nice to give a kick, although some brands will refresh their package every other day, and, you know, they'll refresh it so much that, you know, I saw the soup brand the other day, had a picture of Jeff on it. Like, what the hell? Like, that used to have a picture of soup.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to upgrade every now and then, but, you know, just kind of, it's important to stay consistent with who you think you are, and what the consumer thinks.
What are your feelings on packages that have the founders like mug right on there?
On the front, I have a couple brands that have the founder's name and the product, and that's fine. But I mean, like, if you're selling a cookie, like, hey, look at this delicious cookie. There's a guy.
Here's Tim.
And I have a cookie brand with a guy's name in it, and he is not on the front of the package. It just, like, show the best version of what your product looks like, especially if it's food.
Yeah.
The founder can be on the back.
Yeah, I think that's
Yes.
interesting. And I think packaging has an opportunity, like you were saying earlier, like, it saves the this, saves the that, saves the orcas, it does this, it does that. Like, those are stories that can be told on multiple platforms that feed the brand, that feed the audience, that are partially the reason why people go into the store to get them in the first place. If it's not a BOGO, it's something else. And, all of those things don't have to. I always tell people, when you do this, when you give your elevator pitch, or when you write your bio, or when you design a package, you don't have to tell your whole life story in that one square, because it looks like Bush League, as my father used to say. Bush League. I don't know. Is that a thing? Does anybody else know what Bush League means? It means like amateur.
A certain age we do, yes.
Yeah, amateur. But like, you're trying to cram it all into one moment. Like, you'll never get another shot. It's the same as people with business cards that have not only their phone number, but an icon of a phone, and their email of an icon of an email, and
fax machine,
16 different titles going on. And it's like, just fucking pick a title, bro, and go with it.
Right.
We'll figure out the rest. But that's the same in packaging, where you're saying, there are all these other opportunities to tell your story, share your message, and you can spread it out so that it all funnels back to either the store shelf or the website, or, that kind of a thing.
And I mean, Shawn, like, we talked about this probably a few times, but the behavior of a consumer in, let's say, a grocery store, like, what you're trying to do is the same thing you're trying to do with an ad, right? You're trying to get their attention, and then 9 times out of 10, they're looking on their phone anyway if it's a new product to them, and they're going, okay, is this a good product? And then they grab it. I mean, it's just a behavior thing, but they're not going to sit there in the aisle and read for 10 minutes every little detail about the product there.
Right.
That's not really.
Not unless they're already pre-engaged, not unless they see something on the front that makes them want to turn it around.
Well, yeah, that. I mean, certainly they're gonna.
They're not gonna turn it around and hope that what they're looking for is there. They're gonna start to have the idea, especially the millennial shopper in particular. It's like they're looking for free of everything, or this and this ingredient,
nutritional label,
they want
all that stuff.
If you walk by and see Joe's delicious oatmeal, and it doesn't say anything about it if it's gluten-free, which it probably is, it's oatmeal, and some other things, like, people are just going to be like, oh, I'll just go buy the Bob's, or I don't give a crap about that anyway, I'll buy Quaker. What if you're not on sale, if you haven't heard about it on social, digital, TV, like, what on your package is going to say, I want to pick this up and learn more?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ooh, you're making me think of, like, gluten oats, or
we've added extra gluten for
extra gluten. They're called gloats, because you'll gloat when you shit your pants and then
extra
shit
carbs.
Free from nothing.
We got some lovely comments
in there that weren't necessary, because
Jay Schurz is in the house. I have a quick question for you. Do you ever have an opportunity, or do you have to, or how do you approach it when like, to coach a brand a little bit on getting their sales and marketing sort of aligned? Does that ever come up in your world?
Sure, every day. And sometimes I do it. Sometimes I say, this person's good at this. Do you really need help with deduction? What I can do, I do. What I can't, I try to find other folks to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What would you like me to have people do?
Right. So that's a.
I'm not supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to do that. My bad.
No.
I think, I always think about this as, like, you have the relationship, right, with the client, right, the brand, and so there, wherever you can steer them in terms of, where they can find resources. I think that's what we're all trying to do, right, for our clients, is that, they may ask us, I want to get on Amazon, or I want to, get into a different channel, let's say, in like hospitals or something. They want to get in there. There's all these different people that have those specialties that, they're counting on you to direct them to. And I think that's kind of what, the role I see, and you correct me if I'm wrong, people are like, well, where do I get help with that? And then you have a network of people that you can refer them to.
Yeah, hell if I know doesn't always work as a response. I don't know. You got Google.
Google it. Google it. Just Google it.
Google it. Hey, if you're just tuning in, this
Yes.
is where the dogs of society howl. This is the LinkedIn Live, and you're freaking late. So go sit in the back and be quiet. The snacks are gone. Also, we have a newsletter that comes out on a weekly basis, and I like to keep it consistently inconsistent, where I'll release it on one day and then next week some other day. Who knows? Just to keep you on your toes. And of course, this is Jeff Litcofsky from Brandartica. My name's Timothy Johnson. Dr. Timothy Johnson, if you will. And we're talking to Shawn Berg. And right now we've got another friend of ours who's been patiently awaiting, or did he leave again? Is he gone? He's there. He is. Oh my God. We're going to just go on ahead and bring his A in here. Okay. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Tray tables up, cigarettes extinguished, seatbelts on. Here we go.
Robert Cogan.
Robert Cogan.
Cogan has succeeded.
Cogan has just returned.
Welcome to Making Things Happen with Robert Cogan.
There he is.
Hello, Robert Cogan. There he
Robert
is.
Cogan.
What's
Never
up,
gets old,
Robert?
Robert?
Hey, Sean.
Hey, what's up, man? I need an intro like that for something. I guess I need to be a frequent guest to get that.
Oh God, the intros that Peter and Jeff's madness create are absolutely hysterical. Love them.
He deserves a fucking intro that suits him. Oh, well, thanks for coming, Robert. We'll see you.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Peter. Great to see you, Sean, imparting some of the brutally truthful wisdom, experiences, and just the basic realities. I've got a comment, and a question. How's that? Okay, the comment is off the damn shelf. And that's my question. I'll be asking you that after I finish my little comment here. Getting off the shelf, though, is rarely mentioned. It's get on, go to a trade show. Who do you know? I did a presentation. I went to the whatever. I went to a meeting, or got in a plane and went to the Sprouts, the Fresh Time Blast Smash presentation thing. If you're not going to invest in getting off the shelf, it's an exercise. It's like a vacation. You're dropping $50K to have some fun and have an experience. Getting off the shelf is the most important thing. And I bring in the real estate experience, where I like to approach store managers, regional chain managers, with the same philosophy, that it's our responsibility to make sure your space generates income. No different than a 2-bedroom apartment, no different than a 2,500-foot office with a warehouse store in the back. Any type of real estate, it needs to keep turning. And getting off the shelf is the most important thing. Recurring revenue. I would add, if I was sitting beside you, Sean, talking to that brand about, oh yeah, okay, you're gonna get in these 40 stores and this and that, I'd be there saying, why am I gonna buy you again? Because if you're not gonna be bought again, forget it. And then I think about the things that are in my life right now, where we're gonna get into 40 stores with 3 SKUs on one particular brand. I'm looking ahead. I want the 4-packs made. And that's another thing too, that every regional chain, every opportunity has their own idea on how they want your brand packaged. So be ready for that as well. We want 4-packs. We want only these SKUs. We want to do it here. We want to do it in the cooler. We want to do it in the aisle, all over the place. But I just want to emphasize that getting off the shelf is really what I'm focused on, or all the work that we do is for nothing. And that's the question, Sean, is when you're in, I know every broker provides a particular unique list of services. How do brands get the best advice from you, or what would be some general references to some of the common principles, common tactics to focus on getting off the shelf?
So I'm a multimillionaire, so my brands get off the shelf because I go in the stores and buy them all.
There you go.
So funny you mentioned that.
You must have the biggest shopping cart in America.
He's got a
So
lot of cousins.
the first
Don't be
time
vulgar,
off
Jeff.
the shelf is kind of easy, and this is where it comes back. The brand still needs to be good for what it is, good tasting. If that's, if you're free of everything, you have to be tolerable tasting. But like I've seen baking mixes that taste better than baking mixes that were free of everything, and the free of everything, smoked it. But getting off the shelf the first time, you want to get the consumer into the stores properly with what you're doing away from the chain, which is kind of what builds it up to bring it in anyway. But you have to promote with these customers. You have to promote the way they want you to, not the way you want you to.
Mm.
And what we try to do, which I've heard not every broker can or doesn't or whatever, and it's dumb to me because it's like third grade math. It's serious. It's when you went from addition, subtraction to multiplication, division. That's all the harder the math we do. If you have a spend rate, tell me what it is. I can make a BOGO program work with 13% spend rate. And the key with my customers is a lot of the get off the shelf is what convinces the retailer to put us on the shelf, as long as we actually do it once we get there. But if that buyer says, I really like this program, or I really want, then do the program that they want, unless you really, really can't. I really like running 3 for $8 all the time. Yeah, that's cool and all, but he asked specifically to be 2 for 4. Be 2 for 4. Be on BOGO. If he said run the new item promotion, run that. If you can, you can't. But like, do the things that the retailer wants to get you off the shelf. Be competitive. Look at your data. We can help with. I'm not big enough where I'm buying Spins IRI. I don't have to for the most part. I've worked with Spins IRI in the past. I know if something that sold $10 per store per week was good in 2019, it's still good. If you're selling 6 and it's supposed to be 10, it's still bad. Watch how you're doing. I'm going to help watch how you're doing. If the distributor is giving you problems with fill rates and stuff like that, if you're not on the shelf to get off the shelf, that's a problem too. It's a lot of back of the house. Like, are you where you're supposed to be based on what you said you do and like performance? Because if you're on shelf and you're promoting right, you're either going to get what you want or there's something wrong with your product. There's nothing to do in the first place. I had once bring something in that said, these taste like shit, but the kids like them. The kids like them.
See, that's a great marketing line right there.
I like that.
He literally said that and brought it in. And the thing is, the kids didn't like them. Sometimes, and that brand's a good, successful brand. They have good, successful products. That one didn't work. It didn't matter what we did.
Delicious.
Yes.
Shittily delicious.
You can get somebody to buy anything once, and if your promotions are competitive, they'll buy it lots of times if the product is good. But there's a certain amount of the product has to be pretty good to stay as well. And there's not that much I can do about that except tell the brand, I think this tastes like shit.
Yeah.
I think people. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go.
I think I know this from my own experience because I went on keto low carb like around, I think it's 7 years ago now, and I would look for these alternatives, right? That were like, oh, it's just like this, it's just like the real. They're terrible, but you buy them anyway that first time because you're like hopeful. Well, I haven't had an English muffin in a long time. I'd like to have one. And then you have it, and you're like, now I don't want one ever again like this. But the point is that I think it's easy to get that, and what Robert's saying, it's easy to get that first sale, right? The hard part is the repeat customer, right?
But whoa, Jeff, I want to qualify how easy it is to get the first sale. After you've been hustling for 5 to 20 years, developing relationships where you can meet a brand and make 3 calls, and all of a sudden there's 3 independent stores, and now there are at bats. There's stats to look at. There's something to work on, which, as Shawn referred to a few times, what you're doing in other stores is what gets you into more stores.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Greg
right. Yeah.
Shore here had a great comment. I think important part of a brand's trade spend should be feet on the street to support the distributor and the retailer. Do you guys concur?
Sort of.
100%.
Some 100% and a sort of percent.
Oh,
I think so we don't offer feet on the street. We're just not
Yep.
big enough. But my feet are on all the local streets, and
Yeah.
I'm looking. If there's a widespread problem, yeah, we absolutely pick up on it quick. If a store in Homestead is having an issue isolated, yeah, I might not know about it.
Mhm.
If 20 stores around Homestead are having issues, yeah, I'm going to still know. But
Right. And Larry Livingston, who's been extremely vocal here and polite while he's at it, has asked if any, and this is for all of you, if you had a mulligan in your business life, would you still be doing what you are doing, or would you change?
Larry, are you kidding? I buy the mulligan is buy 10 Apple shares in 1996.
Right.
Yeah, that's a mulligan. Yeah.
Mine's simple. I'd just be taller in business. I'd be taller, just slightly taller.
I would have practiced baseball more and maybe moved to a town that had a team. But I actually left the industry once, and it was like the Godfather 3. They pulled me back in.
There you go. You were a baseball kid, so was I. What did you play?
I thought I played shortstop, and I did play some center field. Mostly, I'd have a bad day and quit. My parents would convince me to go back, and that's where That's where I'd like my mulligan.
Yeah, I did too, and I quit because I think I just kind of was like, first of all, I'm not getting any chicks with this damn game,
right.
And second, like I just the culture and the coaching and my girls play softball now, and it's very different situation.
Fast pitch or softball?
It's softball. They're playing softball. They're 13 and 10. And by the way, my daughter just started pitching the other day, and I watched her drill some kid in the back, and I was like, Jesus. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Did you do this? You do it? Yes.
Yeah. I told the girl when she got to first base, because I was close by, and I'm not a wallflower at the games. I was like, "Hey, I'm
not surprised."
Yeah, shocking, right?
I've been to football games in New England. There is not a wallflower.
No, there's no such thing as a wallflower. It's all chatter. It's all BS.
Come on, Johnny, kick his ass.
I told her. I said, "I'm gonna."
Sean, what team did you love growing up?
Minnesota. I'm kind of Minnesota everything. So I like teams that suck.
Oh, the Twines.
The Twines.
The Twines.
They don't always suck. There was a nice year.
There was a time in the
we won a couple
70s
things
where they were
back
okay.
in the day.
Yeah.
You actually you have the only World Series that's been won on a decoy.
Probably true. I can't think of any others.
The 1-0 Jack Morris game, Sean. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of other ones.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of other ones
Series.
that might be
Oh,
around.
it's deep.
Go ahead,
Deep
Peter.
knowledge there.
I don't know what I was saying. I blacked out. I'm sorry.
I do have a funny story though. A friend of mine, his town has a policy for the parents that exert themselves at games. That if they get called out, they actually have to ref a game themselves.
Oh, that's fair.
As punishment.
That's a good thing
That's
to do.
fair.
Good policy.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's just it's tough because I have a lot of baseball banter. I can be loud, but I can't use it in any of these games. I can't be calling 12-year-old girls, "You're a bum. You couldn't hit a barn in this. You couldn't hit a bull in the ass with a fistful of rice." Stuff like that. It just doesn't fly.
Oh my God.
I haven't heard that.
And it's good stuff. It's good material, man. It's just wasted.
Right.
Anyway. Hey, Robert, any other comments for us? We'll pull you out and get back in here. We got a couple of segments we're going to dive into. Jeff, get ready because we want some of that crazy LinkedIn action that you've got. Robert, what's new? What's going on for the rest of the week other than Toronto Blue Jays dominating the Dodgers?
Well, that's pretty much what's going on tomorrow and maybe Saturday, depending on what happens tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Final comments, another great hour to spend. You might think we're just yapping all over the map, but this type of bond and the type of communication that we get live on the podcast I could do a full half-hour episode on how much more genuine it is. And it's a big difference than what we do see on the surface of the LinkedIn walls, the posting and all that stuff. And it's great to have these discussions to get right down and dirty. Guys like Shawn, guys like Stevie D from out east in Canada, and other people, they're a huge value to this whole process as we all sort of gel together as a bit of a loosely affiliated team to all help each other. So that's my final comment. As usual, I like to pay homage to the process here. Good to see you again, Shawn.
Thanks,
and I'm going to sign off, go on the LinkedIn on the laptop and putz around and get ready to make sure tomorrow night's tickets are used properly.
That's right. I want to make sure. I want to make sure you are peppering the players, whether it's from your living room or at the game, with all kinds of harrowing comments and tough.
Well, at the Seattle series, I was very direct with some of their hitters and just saying, "I'm scared of you. Don't hurt me," because you got to be straight. We're standing literally 10 feet away from them, so whatever you say, you got to be. You're standing there. And you got to be there. You're not yelling it from 20 rows up.
I heard somebody saying, yelling at a center fielder, like, "You're a bum. He uses 7-in-1 body wash to do his hair." And it was like, the guy finally turned around. It was like, what
the heck, dude?
But in Boston, they just throw stuff at you.
Don't get me started about Boston.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Boston's the only place that can yell racial epithets at like white players, and we're all like, "What's happening?"
Exactly.
Well, you're screaming at a player that way because that's how the seats are, and he's actually over there.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's wacky that way.
I love it. Robert, thanks for coming in again. We appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
And Robert will be back next week. Same bad time, same bad hour. So thank you, brother.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
Cheers.
Bye.
Okay, dokie. We've got lots of love going on out there. Please, if you've got questions, I think we did get to a couple of those questions. Excuse me for burping up my seltzer. It is seltzer indeed. Hey, Jeff, did you have something you wanted to share with the class? And I hope
I do.
Okay.
I do have something to share.
We got a special little section here called it's a special little section of hell for the kind of messages you get on LinkedIn and occasionally on emails. In fact, I did just get one that somebody, and I just want to let you know, Jeff, we will get into this. Somebody has recently viewed my profile and the work that we do.
Oh, no way.
Decided that we may be open, if we're open to taking on a project for their boss.
Oh, for their boss.
Yeah, their boss has a project that we maybe should consider going in on. It's hard to say who it is because really there's no profile picture and everything's misspelled. But, anyways, we'll get into that later. Jeff, you ready?
Oh, yes. So let me just start. This is from Ashley, our project manager. She got this one. She has been targeted to be Ferrari's next social media manager.
Baller.
And I'm really upset with Ferrari. I'm going to reach out to those guys because I don't want them, taking her away from working with us.
Oh, plucking us?
That's not good, So I think it's real, don't you think? Anyway.
Yeah, Ferrari definitely could use some help.
Right, Ferrari could use some help. But let me just bring that back because it says Cameron at the top, but then it says Eva at the bottom. Do you think I should be concerned about that? No, probably not.
No,
anyway.
I think they make a medicine for that'll clear that up for her in 7 to 10 weeks.
Now, I love this one from Isabella. It's they say we qualify for up to $500K for payroll. And get this, they're not going to even ask for a credit check and approval by tomorrow too. I think we really should jump on this one.
We really should jump on it, Jeff. Let's just take that money and spend the shit out of it. Shawn, do you want any of that money? You want us to cut you in on that?
Yeah.
It's okay. I already got my own offers.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right.
All right.
I don't want to horn in on yours.
He doesn't want to. Yeah. He also doesn't want to share with us either. He doesn't.
Now,
Okay,
if
awesome.
I knew what an ERC was, I think it's earned revenue credit. I don't know what it is. An ERC, has it been processed yet? Well, the answer would be, I guess, no, because I don't know what it is. So I don't know how to answer this one.
Wacky.
Do you know what an ERC is?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay.
Would this catch your interest?
It does
might.
catch my eye. I'm going to have to look. I'll Google it. You know what I'll do, Sean, is I'll Google it.
Yeah.
That's usually the answer for.
I had a
anything.
meeting one time. I don't know why the things that brands do. They asked the buyer what her address was when they could have just asked me. And she's like, I don't know. Don't you have Google?
Right.
But it was a Boston area buyer, of course. And don't they have Google?
Yeah,
Like,
don't you have Google?
if they have me, I can be their Google to ask you what you're
Now we have Chat GPT.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We got a couple of rapid fire questions for you, Shawn.
Yes.
So one of them here is, in fact, in your bio to us, you said you called yourself ancient but awesome. What's the most ancient lesson you've learned that still works in today's sales world?
I did?
You did say that.
What the fuck?
The fuck is wrong with you?
Ancient but awesome. I remember the good old days when you could be home by yourself, and if any bullies or anything came your way, you just point a shotgun at them.
Ooh, yeah, oh, that's
Hello.
Not only can you not do that now, but I would have never let my kid do that, and you'd go to jail.
Did you literally have bullies come to your house to like seek you out for bullying? That's crazy.
A little bit.
Usually that
it's
was
all-
like off limits.
yeah.
It was
I
a
mean,
safe
they wouldn't try to come inside.
Right.
Right,
Well,
right.
that's where it gets dicey.
But
In Boston, we say at and yuma. Do you know what those mean in regular world speak in English? At and yuma.
I don't. I guess I lived too far. I lived 2 hours away, and that must have been 2 hours too far.
Well, what I'm leading into is you've got a reputation for selling heart and humor. Where does it come from?
Yeah.
Heart and humor.
Where do you get
Well,
it from?
I mean, I like selling shit. I like having a good time. I don't want to take it too seriously. I was lucky enough to be able to start my own business, so I can lean heavily into that.
Mhm.
If you see any of my posts that get too deep and too real, without it being like somebody died or I feel, just call me out on it. It's like, dude, what the hell? So, ChatGPT will probably have written it for me or something.
Would you describe your sales strategy as being more like I'm all out of love, I'm so lost without you, or Master of Puppets?
Closer to Master of Puppets.
Good.
Yeah.
Because this interview is about to end.
Yeah. More just kind of everybody have fun tonight.
That's-
Although I do
Wang
listen to
Chong.
Slayer in the parking lot before
Yes,
I
okay.
go to some of my meetings.
I
Not
love
Air
it.
Supply. I get it.
Yeah, not Air Supply. I don't know why Air Supply keeps coming up.
I know that's like the third reference to Air Supply.
I don't know. I'm like obsessed. Okay. Beatles or Stones? Who would have built a better brand team and why?
The Stones would have, and I'll tell you why. Because the Stones have the reputation of being like the bad boys and stuff like that. That was well cultivated. They were like all college educated, except really Keith Richard.
Right.
And their image was created. Actually, both images were kind of created. They're kind of created oppositely. The Beatles were more the tough guys, and the Stones were more the college educated guys. But just that would you let your daughter marry a Rolling Stone? Like, obviously, and just like all of us, any face of a company has extra management helping them out, and their extra management really, I think they build a better brand.
Okay. I would
I
let
also
my
like
daughter
Drew
marry
Brothers, I'm biased.
any Stone but Bill Wyman. He's too eager.
He got all the girls though, and
Bill?
even when he was old, he got the girls.
I saw a picture of him the other day. He's like 84 years old, and I was like, "What the? I don't even know if I'd recognize him. I mean, I recognized him, but I was like, "What are you doing? You still kicking?"
I think his
around?"
ex-wife is now. I mean, it's been long enough. She's probably
she's like what, 21 now?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, Bill.
We're headed
Oh,
south.
Like Belichick's wife. Her girlfriend.
Oh God. Yeah. If you had to pitch Sharon Osbourne on a new CPG product, what would it be?
It would be something that I'd make sure she knew that whoever she said wrote it or whoever she said invented it actually invented it, not me.
I would try to get her on board with some kind of a lip deflator or something like that, like a lip thinner. She went a little too far, I think, with the lip.
Maybe a dress cleaning, products for when your husband takes your dress to the Alamo or something.
Shit, yes. Oh my goodness. And as far as 90s are concerned, what was your favorite 90s artist, or who were your favorite 90s artists?
Alice in Chains.
Yes.
Oh,
Lane.
I just went through a week and a half period of listening to nothing but Alice in Chains. It was,
and I'm also very politically libertarian anarchist, and I think Alice in Chains dirt unintentionally, especially the song Junkhead is it might be about somebody's drug problem, but really it's, in a way, you could see it's freedom. It's about his freedom. He can do whatever he wants, even if you don't like what he's doing, and even if he didn't like what he was doing.
Right. Yeah. They had following that Alice in Chains thing that I was on, I ended up going in and listening to Temple of the Dog and Mad Season over and over again.
Okay.
Both those albums are so good and just forgotten in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Rooster for me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. A good one.
That's a good.
That's such a great.
I think that's on my work playlist. I have a work playlist that starts the morning all happy and it ends this miserable Dave beat the shit out of you. And I think Rooster is actually somewhere in the later part of the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jeff, do we have? Do you want to? And you can choose any question that you had that you are comfortable with for a trivia question. Now, Jeff, the trick is, I think I responded to you because I don't know what our prize is this week. At the moment, I've got an old bank, the slip that comes at the beginning of the check.
Yes.
I can give you one of those. I can give you a business card from my barber shop.
I have a mask.
I'm more than happy to just
give
someone a tarot reading, only I have no idea what I'm doing, so I will be making it up. Or Jeff, you want to give away the mask?
Sure.
Or how about a bag of coffee?
Yes, a bag of coffee sounds great. Where would that bag of coffee come from, you think?
How about a bag of coffee? All right, this is one of our clients. We did all the work on it, and this is New Hampshire Coffee Roasting Company. Yes. And we've got a variety. We'll do this. Whoever wins this, we'll ask you, do you want a flavored coffee? Do you want a light?
They can pick it.
They can pick it, and we'll go get it. And we'll brew it in a French press. We'll bring it to your house. We'll pour it for you and wipe your chin as you drink it.
Right.
That's what we'll do. Jeff, what's the question going to be? And no hints, Shawn.
All right.
Shawn.
All right, you ready?
One.
Oh, we're all ready. We're all
because it's Halloween. This all my questions today are candy bar related. Okay.
All right.
So that narrows down a little bit. Which peanut-filled candy bar was originally named PB Max?
Okay. While that's happening, and people are furiously typing.
GPT.
Shawn, what are you listening to these days musically? What's your kind of I need this?
Because of the Rush concert thing, I've been kind of listening to them lately. Cool. It usually changes as soon as something inspires me. It might be something as dumb as a LinkedIn comment, oh, he mentioned something about chickens. I better go listen to Rooster. It doesn't take much for my brain, and my wife probably hates it. My brain just goes to weird spots, and it does that with music too.
Okay, awesome, man. And do you play any instruments, brother?
I don't. I started playing guitar a little bit when I was in college, and I could have been credible at it, but then I moved away from my buddy and his guitar, and I just never. I have a guitar. I don't even know where it is. It's not here. I played tuba in high school, and I had an idea of playing tuba as the bass player in a band, and that would have probably in the '90s that would have probably worked. I probably should have done it.
I love that. I saw and I don't know who the hell they were, but it was a punk band it's like a hardcore punk band that has like a cockatoo as the lead singer. It's crazy. It's like, no joke. The cockatoo is just screeching over all their cacophony. It's funny as hell.
It has to be punk to do that.
It very much is. So Monica Lanebird,
Yes,
did not get it right.
no.
Interesting
Sorry.
factoid, though. The Mars Company, the Mars family, Warren DeMartini is one of the heirs to that.
Oh,
Really?
I don't know.
Guitar
I
player.
might be wrong, but
You totally made that up.
I'm
didn't
just
you?
putting it out there. It might be right, though.
Warren D. Martini.
Marstini. I love Rat. Some of these
I love
bands.
Rat too, actually. I'm a big Rat guy.
Yeah, I loved Rat. Loved him. $1,000 grand. $1,000 is that like the shitty version of $100,000?
No, they actually moved to that, and at some point in time there was I think they made it $1 million.
Was it because of
not the right
the
one.
economy or the tariffs or something? Okay.
Yeah, because the inflation. They brought up the name.
The $5.7 million bar.
Right.
Okay. You have any questions for us?
Yeah.
Yeah. How can I help you guys with what I do? Like, how do I turn what I do over to you when I have
Very
people
interesting.
for your help?
I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like
I
for
don't know
us,
either. That's why I asked.
I think
Yeah.
you're beyond help.
yeah. I don't know. There's always that part in the journey where I ask folks in your position in different industries that I go, Reese's PB cup, is that it?
No.
Oh,
I'm stumping.
yeah, because there's got to be a point sometimes where someone comes, makes it that far up the funnel, and then you're like, dude, this thing's all wrong. Great product, there's a market for it, but like, it's like you wrapped it in something you found, under the stairs. That's where we come in and kind of go, hey, let us help. Let us get you truly shelf ready. Let us get you truly prepared. Those are always the funnest. Okay. So, hey, nobody's getting the answer. Jeff, I'm going to ask my trivia question. Okay. So Jeff's trivia question is out. Mine is in.
Sorry. Can I tell you what it is?
Yeah. Tell us what it was.
It's the Clark bar.
Clark bar.
Remember the Clark bar?
You remember the Clark bar. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's 15 of you left, and we got to get out of here in about 120 seconds. So the new trivia question is the quote, Shawn, you're the same height as me. That is neat. Is from the 2002 movie Orange County. The Dean speaks it to the main character, Shawn Berg, after he has taken some of his brother Lance's what?
Oh,
That's a big question. But it's a short answer. Take a stab at it. No, Julie, not Twix. That question's over. What are you doing?
there's a delay. They haven't even got the question yet.
Oh, okay. They haven't got oh my God. That's right. Well, it'll be funnier the second time around. Jeff gave the answer.
Yes.
It's coming up. A Clark bar. You're
Yes.
right, Kimberly Vogel. I know.
Yes.
What in the world is a Clark bar anyways? But
I know.
again, that question was Shawn, because see, get what I'm saying here? His name's Shawn, so I used the name Shawn.
I saw what you did.
Shawn, you are the same height as me. That is neat. See if you can guess. What did the Dean take? He thought it was Advil, but it was some of Shawn Berg, who was Tom Hanks's son, the successful one, not the other one. Taking some of his brother Lance's what? What? And I can assure you it wasn't a Clark bar, and it wasn't
was
a
not.
Reese's peanut butter
Wasn't
cup.
a Twix either.
Oh my God, Jeff, we may just get out of
I
this one
know.
without having to give a prize at all. I've told you your questions are too easy. You've told me mine are too hard. In some kind of weird alternate dimension, it looks like we're both right.
Delay of game. That's true.
Yes.
Penalty.
While we're here, Shawn, tell you, man, if you don't know Shawn, find him on LinkedIn. You should know him. And Shawn, where can people find out more about you, and who are you looking to help in particular? If they're here, if we know them, we'll send them your way.
I can be found on LinkedIn more than probably anything. I don't have a website yet. I don't know what I would do with it other than, hey, he has a website. I'm not selling. Would I put picture of my face or something? It's on everything else. I can be found just at my name, Shawn, SHAWN, at smbsalesandmarketing.com, and the SMB stands for Shawn Michael Berg. It's very unoriginal, but it's a name that couldn't offend anybody because it's mine.
I love it. And you went with the SHAWN instead of C.
Yeah.
Like
I
the
did.
other people do.
I did. It was
there
totally
a conscious choice?
Yeah. When I was in the hospital, I pointed.
Like,
I say,
hold it a second. I don't want to be called Scene all my life.
I still am.
Yeah. Shawn. All right. So Monique gets the big prize today, which is some coffee. So Monique, we're going to make sure we get some information from you. AI told me oh, come on now. You should have just known it anyways. You don't need AI for that. But I want to thank everybody for coming on in today. And I'll tell you, at this point in the show, there's still 16 people here, which might be a world record on LinkedIn Lives. Come the end of the show, it's usually us, the guest, if the guest has decided to stay.
Hello.
They're probably all people that work for me are related to me.
Oh, good.
And Monica, who I don't know.
Well,
cousins.
All of you, your checks are in the mail. And I want to thank everybody for coming and playing today.
Yes.
It was ecstasy. That's right. Was it ecstasy? Yes, I think it was.
That is that.
Speaking of which, never mind. We're going to get going. We'll be back next Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't fuck that up, please. Jeff, do we have somebody next week that you're aware of?
That I'm aware of? Probably. Yeah, I'm probably aware of it. Hold on a second.
Well, I hope everybody has a great Halloween, and you'll just have to stay tuned for when I drop the newsletter, whenever the hell I damn well feel like it. And we'll be announcing the next show within the next 24 to 48 to 72 hours. So, don't hold your breath on it, but we will be here next Thursday, 1:30 p.m. He's Jeff. I'm Peter. That's Shawn. And you're you. And we can't thank you enough for coming on in today. Okay? Cheers. And here's that awkward moment where we end the show and it doesn't really end, but let's see what happens.